श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि. जय जय श्री सुदर्शना. To eat or not to eat. Part 1 contains details about colostrum or simpal. Do we live to eat or eat to live? Well, if our answer is we eat to live, then we belong to the sattvic category definitely. A sattvic life is a balanced, pious and happy life. In order to lead a sattvic life, it is very important to consume sattvic food. The food that we take in gets converted to thoughts, which shapes up character and ultimately defines the personality of an individual. So it is very important to know what kinds of food we should consume, and more importantly, what kinds of food we must avoid. On these lines, Mahavidwan Sri U.V. Yajnavarahachariar Swami is delivering a lecture series in Tamil known as uNbathil eNbathu, or 80 dictats on eatables. As an adaptation from this series, we shall be looking at the details of some eatables. Today, we shall see about colostrum. What is colostrum? Colostrum is the milk yielded by a cow after it delivers its calf. Almost for a period of 10 days post-delivery, the milk that is obtained is known as colostrum. Colostrum is very different from normal milk in terms of color and consistency. It is protein rich and is said to have a lot of medical benefits. However, the consumption of colostrum is prohibited by the Shastras. The Vedas say that calves have been given a boon that they can solely consume colostrum. The Manusmriti and Bodhayana Dharma Sutra also say that consumption of colostrum is not permitted. Anirdashaya goho kshiram aushtramekashapam tatha, says the Manusmriti. The meaning of this is the milk which is got from a cow for 10 days post delivery is not fit for consumption. What is the reason behind this? We all know that mother's milk has great benefits for the child in terms of improving its immunity. This is true in case of calves too. Colostrum gives lifelong immunity to calves, and so it is very important that calves get to consume this colostrum completely. By taking away a portion of the colostrum, we would deprive the calf of the immunity that it should have rightfully got. Also, Shastras say that post delivery, a cow has what is called as teat. Teat is a period of time when one has to stay in quarantine or in isolation for certain reasons. Such a stage is seen in cows post delivery too. It is a period when they have to stay in quarantine or not get associated with others. So anything which is obtained from a person having teat is not acceptable for consumption by others. So also the colostrum which is obtained from a cow which has teat because of the post delivery time is not acceptable according to the Shastras. The Shastras also say that we must not accept the milk of a calfless cow, and colostrum is equivalent to the milk of a calfless cow. So also it is avoidable. For all these reasons, consumption of colostrum
is not permitted by the Shastras. Here it is very important to note that any eatable which has been prohibited by the Shastras could be consumed in the defined amounts if it is required medically. But what needs to be understood is it should be consumed as a medicine in terms of the quantity of intake and also the period of intake. Like if colostrum is prescribed as a medicine in say some milligram amounts for say 10 days, it is permitted in those milligram amounts for those 10 days only. It should not be consumed in more amounts or for a greater period of time. So as medicine, a prohibited thing could be consumed, keeping in mind the span of time and the quantity of intake. So this was about colostrum and why it should be avoided. We shall be looking at many such eatables in the forthcoming episodes. Jai Jai Shri Sudarshan.